All right, we're going to start with an opening statement from Coach Lawson, and then we'll open up for questions. If you have a question, please raise your hand, and we will pass the mic.
Solid first effort for us. I'm sure I'll look at the film and there'll be many things for us to improve on, but what I like about this group is that they really try to do what we're asking them. And I thought defensively, 3 of the 4 quarters were at a very high level, which is good for us. Thought we got contributions from a lot of different players. Was pleased by that. 6 in double figures. The balance was excellent. And then offensively, I thought we got great looks. You know, wish we would have made a few more of them, but I thought the quality of the shot attempts was pretty high. And ultimately, as a coach, that's what you're hoping for, is that the quality is high, and just staying confident that if we get good looks, we'll make more than we miss. So just pleased to get the season underway, and a big week for us, obviously, with 3 games to start. So it's nice to get the first win under our belt.
Thank you, Coach. Royal, we'll start with you.
Hey, Coach, you just spoke on just the defense. You only allowed 3 shots in the second half. Full court pressure, I think it was a 2-2-1, 2-1-2 versus allowed 7 defense in full court. Just speak on just your assessment, building off that defense momentum going into 3 games coming up.
The defensive side of the ball is important in our program. We want to establish ourselves on that end as much as we can early in the game. I thought we did that in this one. And then we got a little bit undisciplined in that second quarter. And I thought we were able to get back to ourselves in that second half. And so that's a great sign as a coach to see you lose it a little bit and then be able to get it back, because that's normal. That's what's going to happen in the game. It's very rare you pitch a shutout the whole game. They're going to score and they're going to have some runs. We play good teams. That I was pleased by in the second half, that we were able to kind of get our discipline back and stop fouling. And be able to just make them take tough shots over us.
Can you speak about Jordan Woods? She had a near double-double and had the highest plus-minus.
A great first game for Woody. She continues to grow and mature. She's made a big jump from her freshman year to her sophomore year. And her freshman year, she didn't play much. Was really on the outside of the rotation looking in, and just it's a credit to her and her character and just her work that she this summer and this fall has really just clawed her way to improvement, and is helping us on both ends of the floor. She's definitely one of our most improved players from last season to this season, and it was nice to see her have an impact in a lot of ways, not just scoring, but you mentioned the rebounding as well. And then defensively, I thought she was solid in battling down there. So I think Woody will continue to be an important part of our rotation, and just proud of the way she played.
You talked a little bit about, was it kind of nice to see your team play a team that doesn't know their plays, and like a team wearing actual different uniforms? See how kind of some of the young guys responded?
I think when you get to this point in the preseason, they are tired of playing against each other. It's 6 weeks, it's a long training camp, and it is exciting to have a game and to have a different opponent, and to be able to have some new problems to solve. And so the uniqueness of each team that will play on our schedule, they'll challenge us in different ways, and Radford challenged us today. I know the score wasn't that close, but there were some things about what they were doing that challenged us, and it was a good, I think a good first game, and then for not even just freshmen, but just a player like Woody stepping into, it's not just freshmen, it's players stepping into new roles, or different roles than they had in previous season. It's good for them to just get a game of experience and get some confidence.
Coach Lawson, good to see you again. How How nice was it to see not just your team, get out in front, but continue to pull away and to really salt the game away early and to not rest on their laurels, especially with some of the squads that you're going to be facing here in conference and the ability that they have to put up points. But for your squad to put this team away and to keep pulling away.
We try to impress upon them that the quality of the possession is really important. The score is important as well, but when you're in the game and you're in the possession, you're not thinking about the score a ton. You're thinking about, can I keep this player in front of me? That's my job. Can I attack and get to the rim? Can I make a read at the rim, whether it's a layup or a pass? So we try to just continue to get their focus back to what they need to be doing, and just, I believe wholeheartedly in this, like the score takes care of itself. If you're over and over doing the right things, possession by possession, the score will take care of itself consistently. Again, it's not absolutely, doesn't mean you'll win every time, but consistently you'll have some good results. And so trying to get players into that mindset is definitely a challenge, because we're all about the score and we're all about the result. But we're trying to start this thing, game one, and grow from here. And in order to grow, you have to be about possession by possession.
Hey, Kara. You all were plus 16 on the boards. I think it was, I want to say 4 players had over 5 rebounds. You had a few people flirting with double-digit rebounds. Were you happy with the effort on the boards today? Is this kind of what that kind of rebounding by committee look you're hoping for this season?
Yeah, I mean, we've been a program where it's been rebounding by committee. To be honest with you, I don't think I've had anyone close to averaging double figures, although I will take that. I am open to have that if any of them wants to do that. I'm not against that. But our group consistently, I thought, attacked the glass. I thought Emma, a career high for her in rebounds and 4 offensive boards. Lucci, we know, showed us that all last season, that she can rebound at a really high rate. She 4 offensive boards as well. Jaden is someone I think that can become a more consistent rebounder for us, and so for her to lead the way with 9. So there's a lot of good stories or a lot of good stats there with the rebounding, and each game it'll be different in terms of how difficult it is to get those boards, but it's definitely nice to start on the plus side of the rebound market.
Any more questions for Coach Lawson? Right here.
Yeah. So you talked about players stepping into new roles, and it seemed like Toby and Delaney were sort of cycling in and out of the game as like sort of the biggest player on the floor. So can you talk a little bit about how that rotation will work this year and how it'll be different from like last year with Kennedy and Camilla?
Yeah, I don't know how it'll be different from last year, but most of the time I was cycling is because they were fouling. I would love to tell you it was like some smart strategic play by me. They would foul, and then I put one in, and the other one would foul, and I put the other one in. I do anticipate subbing them for each other quite a bit this year, but they will also see time together on the floor, which I think they did at the start of the 4th quarter, but then Toby picked up that 5th, and then I didn't see that lineup as much. But they are our 2 tallest players, or our 2 strongest players down there, and obviously we, without Robertson, we lack some of that length on the interior, and so they'll get the lion's share of the reps at that spot.
Got time for a couple more questions? Louis in the back.
Speaking of Toby, she really flashed a few times with her footwork in the paint. I think she had about 10 points or so. How do you kind of get her to continue to do that without fouling out in the top of the 4th quarter? Is that just her getting her feet wet and getting used to the college game?
Yeah, 10 points in 10 minutes is not bad for a debut. 5 fouls in 10 minutes is. So we will try and decrease that foul count as best we can by teaching and showing the fouls, because she's very productive. If she plays, she's going to score and rebound. That's been consistent with what we've seen in practice. She's a very talented player, and I wish she could have had more time on the court today, just in the debut, to get some more reps, and for us to have more film for her to watch and see. But that's the way it goes sometimes. She's going to be a productive player for us, and she's very versatile defensively as well. She can block shots, so there's a lot of things that Toby brings to our team.
Last question, Roy.
Coach, how do you continue to rear the point of your team to stay hungry and keep that fire? And, you know, you just had a big win opening debut game, but, you know, you don't want your players getting complacent and getting satisfied, but how do you continue to keep that fire going?
I think you just talk about it. You know, I think you talk about it with them. You know, I don't have to trick them or come up with some great story or great motivational speech. I don't have to do that. We just talk about what's ahead of us and what's next. And we talk about the challenge that's in front of us. There's a big old challenge in front of us on Thursday. You know, on the road against a team that's very experienced, that's picked to be one of the best teams in their conference. So we have an understanding of what's next, and that the effort today is going to have to be better for us to be in the game on Thursday. So we just talk realistically about the challenges that lie ahead. What is it going to take for us to come out on top? What are we going to need from each player? What are we going to need as a group? And then it's their job to rise to that level. And it's my job as a coach to help support them to that level. And so we'll get back and we'll work and we'll watch film and we'll try and improve ourselves as best we can so that we can go out there and give a really good effort on Thursday night. And it'll take our best one to